Good evening and welcome to the PI Show, a forum to discuss your rights with regard to personal injuries and all things legal. We welcome your letters, emails, questions which can be sent via the PI website, pishow.com, and we'll be talking about those at the end of this program. I've got my panellist here, which is Tony Carbona, PI lawyer of 25 years experience, and we've also got a person who's been through a work cover claim, and he's going to talk about the experience that he had going through and ultimately resolving a work cover claim. It was a bumpy road, but this is Fred McRae, and he's going to talk to us about his experience from probably 2005 to 2009.
Good evening, Fred.
Resolving a work cover claim. Evening, Fred.
Good evening.
Before we go to Fred, we've got a segment which is, Tony, what's in the news regarding PI?
Some interesting developments, Harry. I mean, there was recently in Queensland a father and carpenter and husband. He died, he was 43 years of age. He died of skin cancer. He used to work in commercial building sites. Now, the wife brought a claim for dependency, and it was a significant payout. Now, he had the wife and 4 children, 5, 4, 3 and 2, so it's a very tragic set of circumstances. Now, in his last 2 years of life, he was working for CMFEU, Harry, which you're...
The building unions,
yeah.
And he was an organiser in Queensland. And I think the significant thing is that work cover in Queensland accepted it as a work injury. Yeah. So skin cancer, someone might say, well, look, you might have got that on weekends and after work, but Queensland work cover accepted as a work injury.
Well, if it was Victorian law, Harry, the issue would have been whether work was a significant contributing factor. And if you're out in the workplace all the time, you'd think that, in the sun exposed and you haven't got proper protection, which is some suntan lotion or skin lotion and caps and glasses and that sort of stuff.
And covering.
Covering. So the issue was causation, and obviously the insurer saw fit to pay it out.
But we understand it to be a no-fault benefit, and it was a 6-figure payout.
It was a big payout.
Yeah.
And it was very tragic. Now, in Victoria, there's another interesting case that was issued out of the county court at Melbourne. It was a parking officer who worked for the Melbourne City Council between 1976 and 2005. He died of skin cancer. Now, the widow's brought a claim for herself and also the children. And in this case here, what's of significance is that under OH&S laws, occupational health and safety, and also the regulations, the employer's got to make a risk assessment of a worker's employment, Harry. So I would have thought that this fellow's walking around, they might have had to provide the protection, skin lotions and things like that, caps.
But it appears to me as though she's sued for fault. That is, the employer was at fault in not providing, certain clothing. And I mean, what are the prospects of success, Tony?
I think she's got good prospects.
50-50?
Oh, better than that.
Better?
Yeah, better than that.
I remember when my Tony, you're an optimistic lawyer.
When my children were young and started school, this is going back quite a few years now. They would not allow them to attend school without caps and skin lotion.
I must say, with kids, it's almost like a religion. You've got to have hats and suntan lotion.
No, we've come a long way over the years, Harry. I mean, the Occupational Health and Safety Act and regulations is very, very broad.
Well,
covers a lot of things.
We hope, obviously as plaintiff lawyers, we hope the widow succeeds.
Yeah.
And it's a common law claim. So we hope to have some news later on this year about the resolution of that case. Now, the person we've got in today is Fred McRae. He's very kindly sort of agreed to come in. And I think we're lawyers and we're used to courts and the legal process, but Fred was injured in 2005 working as a storeman and packer. It was a twisting incident. Fred, I think your initial reaction was you thought or hoping it was going to get better.
Yes, it was.
Is that right?
That's correct, yep.
So, and you'd been with the company over 20 years?
Over 20 years, yes.
So you're obviously experienced at the job. You knew what you were doing, but one day, I think in early '05.
I just had to do something a little bit different than normal,
And
that's when it happened.
And it was a twisting incident. There was pain in the back. There was an immediate pain in the back.
Yes, there was, yeah.
And then what happened after that?
Well, I worked out the rest of the day, went home to the GP, told him that I'd hurt me back. And, well, then I went back to work for about another 3 days and put up with it. Then I took about 3 weeks off on annual leave. Went to WA, my back just got worse, and I come back to work, told me GP again, he put me on light duties, and that's where it all really started.
What investigations were carried out on you over this period, Fred?
Sorry, Tony?
What investigations were carried out on you?
By the company?
No, by the doctors. Did they have you
There was
X-rayed?
a CT scan or an X-ray?
Not early on, no.
No?
No.
Did they think it was just muscular and would go away, did they?
Well, I told him that's what I thought it was, so he thought he took notice of me. Because, I mean, you know, as you get older, you get more pain, so you get...
Yeah, and what happened on the legal side, if you like, is that you put in a claim, the claim was accepted, there wasn't any problem about that?
Well, I didn't put a claim in straight away. I probably went for a couple more months after.
Yep.
And then I went to see a specialist, and he said to me, "Who have you put your claim in with?" And I said, "I haven't put a claim in with anyone." Excuse me, because I still wanted and thought that I would go back to work.
But it's an interesting issue because the insurer often says they become very suspicious if claims are delayed, and they might say, "Well, look, you might have hurt your back at home. How do we know it happened at work?" So there's some sort of, often we find some legal issues about that, and they don't understand how people, how people live and experience the world. So they become very, very, they can become very aggressive, but that I don't think happened in your case. But we've got a
Harry,
break.
Fred, we're going to have to go to a break. Look, I'm sorry about that. We'll have to come back after the break, and we'll return to the PI show shortly to have a look at the unique perspective of a client. And anyway, we'll see you shortly. Keep watching.